So you live in or around Rosharon, Texas, and you're trying to find the right dog trainer? Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to make a really great choice for both you and your dog.
And you know, it's so true. Life in Rosharon is pretty unique. Having a dog that just fits in with the community, one that's calm, safe, and happy, it honestly makes all the difference. That's really our goal here. So what does training for life in Rosharon actually look like? It's not quite the city and it's not quite the suburbs, which means your dog needs a kind of special set of skills.
And these skills are so specific to our area, we're going way beyond just sit and stay. We're talking about things like understanding property lines when there isn't a fence, not freaking out when a tractor rolls by, and knowing to leave livestock and wildlife alone. Plus, your dog still needs to be well behaved when you take a trip into busier places like Pearland. A good trainer around here will get that.
Okay, so we know what we need to train for. Now let's talk about who can help you get there. Finding a qualified professional is absolutely the most important step in this whole process. When you're looking for a trainer, the gold standard today is something called positive reinforcement. This whole method is about rewarding the behavior you want to see, which builds this amazing, trusting bond with your dog. You're teaching them what to do instead of just punishing them for what not to do. It's humane and it's incredibly effective. You're going to see a lot of acronyms out there, but these are the ones to look for. For general training and manners, you'll want to see CPDTKA or KPA-CTP. Now, if you're dealing with more serious issues like a lot of fear or aggression, you'll want a certified behavior consultant with credentials like CBCCKA or CDBC. Seeing those letters means the trainer has passed some tough exams and is committed to keeping their skills up to date. Next up, let's get into the practical details. What kind of training format is going to fit your needs, and what can you expect to budget for it in the Rosharon area?
You know, choosing the right setting can make a huge difference. Group classes, which you'll often find in a nearby town, are fantastic for socialization and for learning to focus with other dogs around. But for those really Rosharon-specific issues, like respecting property lines or how to greet visitors at your gate, private in-home training is usually the way to go, since you're tackling the problem right where it happens. Here's a quick look at the typical costs you can expect to see in the Brazoria County area. You can see the range for everything from a 6-week group class all the way up to a more intensive board and train program. Hopefully, this helps you plan and find something that fits your budget. And hey, here's a quick local tip. If you're doing in-home training, always ask about travel fees. Since some parts of Rosharon are a bit more rural, it's a pretty standard charge for a lot of trainers. Just make sure to clarify it up front so there are no surprises later. All right, now that you've got a short list of potential trainers, it's time to actually talk to them. Having the right questions ready to go will help you make a really confident decision. Think of this as your checklist for that first call or meeting. Asking these questions will give you a complete picture of the trainer's methods, their experience, and how they run their business. First things first, ask about their overall approach. You want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement. Then, ask about their credentials. And this is a big one, how they specifically tailor their training for life in a place like this. A trainer who's willing to collaborate with your vet is also a great sign of a true professional. Next, you'll want to cover the logistics. How are we going to track my dog's progress? Can I get everything in writing? Costs, policies, all that? And finally, ask about homework. Training is a team effort, and the work you put in between sessions is where the real learning happens for your dog. So to wrap things up, let's quickly cover a few local rules you need to know and some really great spots nearby where you can put all that new training into practice. These are the non-negotiables. In Brazoria County, there's a leash law, so your dog needs to either be on a leash or in a secure fence. The rabies vaccine is required by state law. And remember, nuisance barking can be a real issue, so that's part of being a good neighbor. It's also good to know that while Texas doesn't license trainers, they do need a county business license to operate legally. And here is the fun part, where to practice. You can take your dog to a great local park with leashed trails, like Brazos River County Park, or work on ignoring distractions at the Brazoria National Wildlife Refuge. For safe off-leash play, a fenced dog park like the one in Pearland is perfect. You can even practice polite pleadings at a dog-friendly store like Murdoch's. And just a quick but really important note on safety, even if your dog has an amazing recall, the only truly safe place to practice off-leash is in a secure, fully fenced area designed for it. It just protects your dog, other people, and all the local wildlife. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
Good training isn't just about fixing problems. It's about making your life and your dog's life richer so you can enjoy everything this community has to offer together.
Good luck with your training journey. Putting in this time and effort pays off in so many ways. A confident, well-behaved dog is a true joy at home, a guest that's always welcome with friends, and just a wonderful ambassador for responsible dog owners everywhere you go.